My favorite plane of all time, the B-2 Spirit, is finally here. This is like a more official one versus the mod we had that was kind of eh. And so far, it looks amazing. It can drop bombs, yes. So here are, of course, at Area 51. We have to do some kind of review on this. This is not a study level plane, and it's not meant to be a study level plane. It was like $14. So keep that in mind as we review. Let's take a look at the outside. We'll get really close up, check out the details, and then we'll see if the interior looks good, and then we'll fly this thing. Okay, checking out the landing gear here. Actually, it says Goodyear tire. That's pretty cool. That is pretty detailed for a $13 plane. Let's check the front gear. Again, even really up close. Let's see. Wow, it looks really good. $13 for this, guys. So far, the detail is awesome. Look at that. Let's check out the back. We'll check out the this exhaust here that is on top of the plane to give a lower signature on radar. Wow. The texture of it is great. Like, it gets that little bit of shininess, but it almost looks like it's, I don't know, that's awesome. And then here, we'll look at the texture of the, you know, the radar absorbing material as well. And so far, this is looking, I'm really excited for this. And I don't want to be disappointed, so let's hope this plane continues to be as good as it looks so far. Okay, so far textures and how the plane looks on the outside is close to immaculate. For probably the best $13 plane textures you're gonna get. Let's go inside here and let's check out this cockpit. Okay, here we are. Thankfully, this cockpit is modeled much better than the freeware, which, you know, of course, that makes a lot of sense. Looks like an actual B-2 Spirit cockpit. I'll put a picture of a real B-2 Spirit up. Let's check out anything we have back here. There's some, looks like almost doors there, but I don't think that would be the door to get in. Yeah, the door to get in is right here. My question is, can I open this? Because I saw some other people with that door open. There's probably a way. I'm not really worried about finding it right now. Textures inside, pretty good. It seems like there's a lot of just empty space. I don't know if it's like that in real life or not, but it's kind of interesting. Look, our first officer side, he has 2 sticks, and I wonder if that's something to do with bombing. This plane does drop bombs. I don't know if I mentioned that later or earlier on, but we're going to do that, so stick around for that. So here we go. Let's mess around. Again, as I said, this isn't study level, so I'm not going to go through and check every button. But I mean, if you look, a lot of stuff does work, which is like, see, these don't work. Fuel switches work. Some of these don't work. More fuel switches, whatever that is, doesn't work. It's kind of, you know, it's not full fidelity, but I don't really do full fidelity stuff anyway. As I said when I did the review on the ATR, that's not my thing. So let's see. I do know where the cargo door is, the bomb bays. You can hear them opening now. Let's go check these out. Ooh, okay. That's a nice animation. Let's, ooh. And here are our bombs. Look at that. Very nicely animated. Look. Even zoomed in for simulation use only. Not a real missile. I don't know if y'all can see right here. Not a real missile for simulation use only. Interesting. They're modeled, and that is what matters. So that's super cool to see those modeled, and they do drop. So we'll figure that out. I think you have to be going a certain altitude and a certain speed to get them to drop. So we'll see if my suffering intellect can figure that out. Anyway, let's fly this thing.
2,000 years later.
Parking brake is off. Let's add a little bit of throttle here. Oh, never mind. I had turned the parking brake on. That is my fault. B-2 Spirit, let's taxi it out here. Area 51, which I feel like is fitting. I'm getting a little bit of framiness, and I hope that is my computer, not the plane. So this plane is only on AnyBuild's website, as far as I know at the moment, but they have said that they're planning to bring it to the store. As you can see, it has the animation for the little extra intakes on top for, I guess, really slow speed flying and taxiing and stuff like that. Forgot to show you guys this. Here are all the control surfaces in action, which is super cool. Here's some speed brakes as well. But overall, it looks super cool. Okay, so here we are on the now closed longest runway, Area 51. It's got some X's on it. We are going to take off in the cockpit view, and I have replay mode going, so we can show you guys what it looks like on the outside. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of framiness, more than the average plane. Again, this plane doesn't have flaps, so we're gonna have a lot of speed on takeoff here. There's 125 knots, 130, 140, 150. I'm trying rotating at 160. There's 160. Back pressure. And we are up. Let's get this gear up. Not quite as slow as I thought it was gonna be. Definitely the beginning of that roll was real slow. And then it felt like another tier kicked in there. It's got a turbo. The audio on the outside is a little weird. Let me check this replay. We'll see what it looked like taking off. It is pretty loud on the outside, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It is not a quiet plane on the outside. Okay, let's check out how this thing looks like taking off. Again, definitely a little bit more framey than the average plane. I hope an update comes out to optimize this maybe a little more. It looks amazing on the ground. Oh my gosh. And there we are off the ground. Let's check the gear animation. Rolling forward, super cool. And there's the front gear going up. And there it is. You can see the little vents on top closing as well. How cool is that? Okay, so here we are in the skies of Nevada. I think at around 250 knots is where those vents close. Let me slow down a little bit. Yep, okay, so at 250 knots, those vents close. As you can see, they're open right now. I don't know if this is true. We'll test it out. I think to release our payload, I'm pretty sure we need to be over 20,000 feet and around 220, 230 knots, if I'm not mistaken. I could definitely be mistaken, though. We're going to find out. We're going to see how this thing handles. This is a flying wing, so it really shouldn't be that great at maneuverability. It has no vertical control surfaces, but let's check this out here. I'll go full power. We'll rotate almost 90 degrees. Let's pull back. There's 4.8 Gs, and then it kind of did that thing that the ATR did. The audio on the outside is a little bit weird from behind. Let me do it again. We'll go full power. We'll rotate. Pull back. I don't know if this is supposed to be replicating something the actual plane would have to save it. See, and then it pushes itself down. I assume that's replicating something that the real plane has. It is a little bit annoying when you don't have autopilot or anything like that on. Okay, here we go. Someone in chat very kindly told me about this. Air to ground strike procedure conditions required. Let's see if I was right. Above 20,000 feet, I was correct. Over 230 knots. Wings level. Verify ready for release on stats on MFD. Okay. Set bomb bay doors to open. Press weapons fire to release all bombs. Set bomb bay doors to close. Okay, so I was pretty much correct. Let's climb up here and we'll give that a shot. We'll head towards Las Vegas and we'll just see what happens. Ooh, okay. So there's an aerial refueling switch, and there's the little port for it. That's pretty cool. If you hadn't seen, there's a KC-135 on flightsim.to, and the maker of that mod said their goal was to be able to do actual aerial refueling in the sim. So if that actually happens and you can do it in the B-2, I will be absolutely ecstatic. So here we are in the B-2 at 30,000 feet. We're about to test these bombs, but I just wanted you guys to appreciate how this is the most perfect plane that has ever existed. And any other argument is invalid. That's all I'm saying. This is the most beautiful, perfect plane that anyone has ever created. It's better than the B-21, that piece of dookie. No one likes that plane, dude. No one likes that. This is the coolest plane ever. You can't tell me otherwise. It's the coolest plane. Like, look at that, dude. It does not get cooler than this. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna try these bombs. We are over 20,000 feet. And we are faster than 230 knots. Okay, we're gonna go inside here. Open the doors. Let's watch that. There we go. We've already seen that, but it's really cool. Okay, there's the doors open. Now, I think it should say somewhere, ready for release. There we go. Ready for release, folks. Are we ready? Are we ready? Here's our cargo release button. 3, 2, 1. That is the coolest thing in this simulator. End of story. We're gonna get another angle. We gotta get another angle. We're gonna get right underneath it. I think there's a cargo reload button. Okay, so we should be reloaded now. Open the door again. We're not reloaded. Where's our bombs? Did I hold it? Start reload. Oh, there they go. All of a sudden. Okay, we'll try one more. We're going to get right underneath it. We're going to see what this animation looks like. And then we'll get some cool shots of flyovers and stuff, and then we'll go land it, okay? 3, 2, 1, cargo release. That is incredibly cool. And no, these bombs do not cause explosions, which is unfortunate, but I don't think the engine of the game, I don't think there's a way to do that. I don't think no matter how much money and time you put into adding a plane, I don't think you can make the bombs work. Maybe you could, but yeah, look how cool that is. Again, this is a $14 plane, 1-4, actually insane. So here we are above Las Vegas. You can see, I guess it's called Harry Reid now. And then in the back left here, that is Nellis. This plane is just meant to fly above deserts. It's meant to. Okay, I need to stop rambling. Let's just skip to my landing. We'll see how it feels on landing, and then we'll do some final thoughts, and we'll go from there. Here we go, guys. We're not gonna land at Nellis, even though that would be the more appropriate thing, because we want a cool view as we come in. And there's the Las Vegas Strip right in front of us. Let's check how this thing lands. There is 200 knots. Once we get under 200, I will put our gear out. There's gear. It is coming out. Good. Double check that, because I forget half the time. I do like how you can actually hear what's going on the outside from the inside. Wafting around a little bit right now. This is good. There's 180 knots. I don't want to go too slow or too fast. Here we go. First B-2 Spirit landing. Microsoft Flight Sim, the best plane of all time. Definitely shallow. No doubt about that. A little power on. I don't want to fall out of the sky here. Here we go. And we'll check this view from the outside as well after. Come on. Give me a smooth landing. Power off. There we go. Down. Spoilers out. Full brakes. And we're on the ground, folks. We did it. That wasn't the smoothest. Wasn't the least smooth. The landing rate was 246 feet per minute, which is definitely acceptable. Okay, first B-2 Spirit landing in the sim. It's definitely framey here. It does not like Vegas. Start rotating this camera around. See if I can get a good view for you guys. Here we go. Definitely shallow. And we definitely floated down the runway some. And we're getting there. Oh, I should have touched down right there. We're floating more. And not bad. Not bad. Okay, final thoughts. B-2 Spirit in the sim, $14. Remember, guys, $14. I am very happy with it. I think the flight characteristics are a little bit too pinpointy, a little bit too point and shoot, maybe a little bit not wafty enough, not cumbersome enough. But it doesn't feel bad, especially on landing. You feel some of that uncontrollableness. When you're high in the air, it's a lot less, but you also have more air going over your wings. So textures, I'll give it 9 point. Exterior textures, 9.5 out of 10. Interior, 8.5 out of 10. Flight characteristics, 7 out of 10. Animations, 10 out of 10. It has bombs, but it does feel a little bit like this plane makes your game run not as smooth, because I did just delete all my mods. So my game should be running like top notch, and I'm on a 4080. So far, I absolutely love it. It is the most worth it plane at $14. I'll say that. The most worth it plane in the sim at $14, and I am ecstatic about it.